right, guys. So I got a special one this week. This is a pretty long-term buddy of mine. I've been friends with since high school, and I changed high schools when I was a sophomore, and I met this dude who was friends with my cousin, a family member of mine, and a few other of my friends, and we just kind of all came together. So, Gary, good to have you on, man.
Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
No worries. So I was excited to get you on, man, because you've got a unique perspective that I haven't had on here yet. I've had some foodies. I've had a lot of construction folks, and I have not had guys who have had a Midwest hunting experience like you do.
Yeah.
So I wanted to bring you on. I wanted to talk a little bit about it, and I wanted to deep dive into how you went down that path. But you went to high school here. Did you go to college here?
No, I was at I went to Merrimack. I did the whole A+ thing.
Yeah.
And then I left because I just got tired of it, man. I was like, time to go.
Right.
So I went down to Springfield, got my degree at Missouri State. And that took about 5 years, though. Had a little too much fun on that one.
So 5 years Missouri State, studied chemistry, right?
Well, I studied biotechnology, and I minored in chemistry. So it's one of them things I didn't want to do it. I wanted to work, within like the field as a biologist. But then I figured I started doing some research, and they don't make shit.
Yeah.
When I graduated, they were like, oh, there's a job out here in Colorado for $10 an hour.
Holy God.
And I'm like, well, I can go wait tables for $10 an hour.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I kind of switched gears and did and here I am now as an engineer. So I didn't even use my degree. It's just one of them things.
Yeah, and that's your day gig as an engineer.
Yeah.
QA type person, basically. It's
in pharmaceuticals. All the equipment that I install, service, help design, they use that equipment. All these pharmaceutical companies use that equipment to develop drugs, go through the whole QC, QA process.
Oh, wow.
To final release. So.
Oh, wow. That's awesome, man. Heck yeah. So I know when we used to go to the gym when we were super young. You used to talk about your old man. He was a big inspiration to you.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. Tell me the earliest story about how you guys got into the hunting thing. I know you started real early, right?
I was so young I couldn't even shoot a rifle. I was that little. But he introduced me to it going out. I'd say probably 6, 7 years old, maybe. I mean, that's, and you're talking a point in a kid's life to where they don't know when to shut up.
Right.
Lack of better terms. They don't understand going out hunting and, realizing like, okay, you're in the woods, you're in their home.
Right.
You're in the animal's home. You got to be quiet. You got to blend in. You got to do what you got to do. But, it was one of them things where I just tagged along with them, and I don't think I really fell in love with it, though, at that point. I was just too young to understand
Couldn't grasp the whole experience of it.
Yeah, it was one of them deals where I just, my dad he's my best friend. He still is. And growing up, I wanted to be just like him. I wanted to be with him and do things with him, whether it was hunting, holding the flashlight on a truck and getting yelled at.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's been there.
Not pointing in the right direction. So it's just one of them deals, man. It's like I wanted to be there, and eventually, I'd say a couple years later, I started really getting into it, and I went on a hunt with him, and I killed my first deer with him sitting right next to me on a hillside, and it's a crazy story too. So we were on the Missouri bottoms too, and we were sitting on this big hillside. The river was to our backs, and it was middle of the rut, so the bucks were running, and he rattled, and I'm sitting next to him, or no, he's sitting behind me.
Right.
He's a little bit higher on the hill, and he rattled, and about 5 minutes later, you just hear something crashing through the woods, right? I'm like, as a kid, I'm like, holy shit, like what?
What is this?
Like a freight train, So all of a sudden, then it gets quiet, and I'm looking around, didn't see nothing, and I turned behind me real slow. I looked behind me, and this buck is standing right behind us, probably 10 yards away. just looking over,
looking down.
Yeah, they're looking at us, but he couldn't see us because we were blended in with the high grass. And I told my dad, I tried to whisper to my dad as quick, slowly as I could. I'm like, Dad, there's a buck back there standing right behind us. My heart's just pounding, right? I'm scared, So he was like, he slowly turns around, and the buck ends up running down where he came from.
Right.
Goes down the hill, and then makes and then he starts going up north, or going out west. He was going west. He went right past us, and he stopped right in front of me about, I don't know, maybe 50 yards away.
Right.
And I was using a muzzleloader. Hit him, good shot. I mean, he ran, 40, 50 yards. But first buck I ever killed was with that, and I've never even killed a deer with a rifle. So I only bow hunt, and very seldom do I muzzleloader hunt.
And bow fish.
And bow fish, yeah.
I was going to say, that was one of the first pictures I ever saw where I was like, holy shit, what is he into now?
Yeah,
I saw you stand on the back of a boat just bearing down on a fish with a giant bow. I'm like, what in the hell?
Yeah, that keeps me busy during the summertime, man.
Yeah, man, that's cool. I like water sports, obviously. I think that's, I never hunted. I always call you. I'm like, dude, I'm going to start hunting. Fucking never hunt,
Yeah, everybody does.
I know. I'm like, man, I want to go.
I got a buddy that's Dan Hedrick. You know Dan.
Yeah,
Hedrick.
I know Dan. Yeah.
He's really been wanting to get into it, and he's like, man, I need your help. I need you to do this. I'm like, go get a bow, and we'll start. Now's the time. The season's over in, I don't know, about 4 or 5 days.
Right.
So now's the time to
train up, right?
Yeah, get ready to go, man. So,
yeah, that's the thing that's crazy in Missouri in general, but just I think it's kind of everywhere. You got a small period.
Yeah.
Like you train all year for this.
I know.
This 6 to 8 weeks to just be out every time. I got family. My nephew. My nephew is gone every weekend.
Yeah.
Pulls his camper right behind him, goes out where he's going to go, walks in. He just stays.
Like, it's something I wish I had. I wish I had a camper. It'd make it a lot easier.
Yeah, he's like, well, he puts everything in it too. I mean,
yeah. But
it's a solo gig. You leave work Thursday afternoon. Most of the season, he's like, Fridays, I don't even give a shit about work on Fridays.
Right.
I'm over it.
Yeah.
3 days, I'm out there, I'm hunting, and he takes advantage of it as much as he can, but he loves it. You learned how to do it here with your dad.
Yeah.
Tell me about some of the Colorado experience. I've seen you holding a mountain lion. I've seen you holding deer. Tell me about the backcountry, more rugged. Because, Missouri, for those of you who don't know, it's hilly. Mm. It's not mountainous. And your climate can be pretty harsh here. But the mountains of Colorado, different.
It'll kick your ass. It'll tell you whether you're in shape or not. And every year I always tell myself, right around this time, I'm like, all right, I'm going to buckle down, and I'm going to, this coming year for the Colorado hunt, I'm going to be in shape. And one thing goes to another. Summer comes around, with bow fishing, drinking too much beer and having fun, and then all of a sudden September's here and it's time to roll. I'm like, well, same as last year. But at the end of the day, it's you get used to it. It's usually a couple days, getting acclimated to the elevation, because we're at right around 12,000 feet. So, here in the Midwest, what are you at, like 500 or something?
500,000 feet, yeah.
If that.
Most of it's just hilly.
Yeah, it's just
small
hills.
Yeah.
But, it's, in terms of hunting, it's a totally different ball game. It's, you're not sitting in stands. You're not doing any of that. You're hiking 5-6 miles a day. You're going deep in there, trying to find them, whatever you're hunting, whether it be elk, mule deer. The mountain lion I killed, he was in Wyoming, right outside of Cody, Wyoming.
Oh, you were in Wyoming for that?
Yeah, that was
Wyoming.
Wyoming.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Holy shit. We got to get into that in a minute.
Yeah.
I'm dying to hear that story.
Yeah, but yeah, the Colorado, man, it's just, it's cool because we got the property out there, and for Colorado archery, it's all over the counter, whether you're in state or out of state for certain zones. So we're in a zone that allows us to go down and purchase an elk tag. Right, for out of state, I think it's like $662 or something.
Okay.
Which is total bullshit, because if you're a resident, you pay like $39.
Yeah.
But,
Because
You
you're
do it-
not,
yeah.
you got to pay the crazy fee.
Yeah, so I mean, it's it is what it is. I love it, and I always do it. I've never not done it. I mean, even here in the Midwest, man, like whitetail hunting,
Mm-hmm.
I'll buy all my tags, and sometimes I may not even see a deer. I may not even fill them, but I always have my tags because there's a lot of guys out there that just go out there and they hunt.
Yeah, I know they don't.
They roll the
yeah.
dice.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, I'm not on board with that either. I think it should be, do it ethically, do it right, follow the protocol. Why not?
Yeah, but
it supports the. Usually, from what I found out, most of the research I've done, because I've got more than a handful of friends who hunt in different facets.
Yeah,
one of my best friends, AJ, who you might have saw was on here. He got the RV, and he's a fisherman. He fly fishes. That's all he does in his spare time. He fly fishes all over the country.
Right.
That's what he said. He's like, dude, when you go down the rabbit hole of hunting and fishing, it's real simple. He goes, all the money you give to the damn state goes right back into the hunting and fishing ecosystem, and they try to better it in some way.
Yeah.
Or into the dude's pocket who's preserving it.
Yeah. And that's
cool.
true, and that's why I don't have a problem with it. And at the end of the day, I mean, it's $600 and something bucks. What I tend to do is, right around this time of year, I'll just start throwing money aside.
That's ready. That was a crazy thing too. It's a lawful investment.
It is.
You pick up hunting is like your thing to do. You gotta.
It's expensive.
Be willing to willing to throw down.
Yeah, it's an expensive hobby. I mean, shit. Both of my bows, I just bought a new bow this year, and that's, just right out of the box. I mean, that was a $1,200 bow.
Yeah.
And then by the time you get it all set up, you're looking at another $1,000. So there's and then not to mention the equipment. Like you were talking about out west. The number one thing that I always tell people is make sure you have a comfortable boot.
Oh, God, yeah.
Because you're, like I said, it's not uncommon to hike 6 miles a day. And if your feet hurt, you're done.
Yeah, you're shit out of luck.
You're done, man. You are done.
So, and that's, dude, I've seen some of the UA base layer and shit like that. I mean, dude, yeah. $100 for this shirt, $100 for the base layer. You're like,
right.
Dude, I got $6,000 in clothes on and $2,000 in both.
I know, it's
I'm worth $10,000 when I walk out the door into the woods. I'm like, this is awesome. Like, I was like, dude, looking at these prices, I'm like, but my buddy, I did not realize that investment until I looked at his stuff with fishing.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, man, how much is that thing?
I know.
He's like, oh, yeah, this pole here, $600. I'm like, oh.
Right.
I'm used to the old school days. Like, you buy a old fucking, Walmart fishing pole, $39.99, stick a worm on the end, like, make it easy.
Right.
So you go to Colorado, you go down there. Now, are you guys always doing deer, or is it just kind of whatever the fuck we see we're going to go after?
It depends, man. So so this year was a little different. The past few years was strictly elk, because they had Colorado closed the mule deer season for a while. I guess trying to get the herd back up and running. I mean, the in-state guys couldn't even buy a tag. It was closed.
Wow. Okay.
So many years I just went out there and strictly bought an elk tag.
Yeah.
So I'd go out there and meet up with some guys who live on the ranch, local guys that's been there for years. They know where the elk are. They hear them every morning. And I hook up with them and, try and figure out where the best place to go is. So, this year, though, they actually opened the mule deer. I think it was about 2 years ago now. They opened it back up. And in our unit, they'll have, certain tags that are still available that for draw, but mule deer's draw only. You can't just buy them over the counter like you can elk.
Okay.
So I had initially put in for the draw. I got it, and I had the tag, but I wasn't really interested in hunting the mule deer.
So they can help me understand. They can decline you that opportunity to kill or tag, I guess, the animal properly. Is that what they're saying?
No, it's
like when you say a draw.
Yeah, it's a draw. So it's a draw process. So right around, I think it's around March, they'll open up the zones on which you can draw in.
Okay.
So you'll put your name, conservation ID number, all that good shit. You'll pay for the tag. You'll pay for the federal side of it. You'll pay all your money, and it goes into a drawing, and they'll draw certain hunters for certain zones. If you don't get drawn, you get your money back.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a good deal, but it takes a lot, man. Like, I know some guys have been drawn out there for years and they haven't gotten picked. So it's
that kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's a crapshoot. So I I got picked. I don't know how, but it happened. And like I said, this year I went out. I was strictly focused on elk because I had a big 7x7 last year that I got up on top of a peak, and I don't know if he winded us or what, but he was gone. Never saw him again. So I tried to go back, to get him, or at least something like
similar
him.
to him. Yeah. Okay.
And didn't have any luck. So that I had about 3 days left on the trip. I usually go out there for 2 weeks.
Right.
And I had about 3 days left, and I told my dad, I said, you know what, Dad? I said, fuck it, I'm gonna go out and do some mule deer hunting. I said, there's a big peak on the backside of our property that's higher than us, so it's probably around 12.3, 12.4, and it's all that rock shelf shit. So it's it's what they like. It's right below it is
Mule deer are more like high altitude type animal, right? So you're going up after them.
Yeah, I'm going to them, and and right below that there's a big aspen ridge line, and that's usually where they'll bed. So
I've seen that picture you've got, like it's a valley.
Yeah, it's a big valley.
Yeah.
In front and behind us there's a big bowl, and they'll go down there and bed. I mean, same with the elk. And I just went out one morning. I told my dad, I said, hey, I'm going out, I'm gonna chase some mule deer and see what I can do. He's like, all right, be careful, because my dad don't go with me no more. He's getting too old.
Mm-hmm.
He can't do it. But he still worries about me. He's like, make sure you you got your pistol. You got
Well,
your
it's
bow
different
and
out
all.
there. Yeah, man. I've seen pictures of guys, or hell, I've watched probably 2,000 hours of this guy Jeff Reed on Instagram, man, and he's a musher. He used to be in the military, but now he's a musher. He does the dog races and shit. But man, you should see what he lives in Alaska. He's like, dude, when you go out here to hunt, because he hunts, he's like,
Yeah.
you're gonna hunt out here. He goes, you got to be ready for
Anything.
everything and anything. And he was talking about Colorado as a good. He's like, that's your starting point. You get good in Colorado, you can come out here. But he's like, it's pretty bare.
Yeah.
Bare bones.
Yeah, you got to be careful. I mean, we got Colorado, especially where we're at, we have the densest population of black bear. So they're everywhere, and they're unpredictable. I mean, they're worse than the grizzlies and brown bears, things like that, because they will literally go after anything, especially if they're hungry, and especially like in the springtime we'll go out there. They got their cubs and all that, and that's when you got to be real careful. You surprise them, you're screwed. You better be ready. So in the fall, I mean, it's not too much. Sometimes they're already in hibernation, but then you got to watch out for the mountain lions. They'll let you walk right past them, and they'll pounce on your back, and they're taking down 400-pound mule deer. Breaking their neck and killing them. I mean, it would what they do to me. I weigh 175 pounds. Like a snack to them.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Jesus. Yeah, I was like, when I saw the pictures, I was like, man,
yeah,
that looks like you're dropping into it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, no. Getting back to the story though, we so right before I went out that morning, I think my dad was worried about me, going to a new place without him. So he starts getting dressed. He comes with me. He ends up coming with me. He out hikes me. So my dad's 67 years old. Out hikes me. I'm 34. Pretty good shape, but not what I used to be. So I'm sitting here, taking breaks every 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, dude, I've heard the altitude just gets to you.
He's like, you coming? I'm like, yeah, I'll be there, Dad. So we ended up getting up over this ridge on the backside where that rock shelf was. And there was 2 mule deer, 2 bucks, standing up there grazing. And they didn't see us yet, but they were both shooters. I mean, they were nice deer. We kind of fell back a little bit, looked at them through the optics, and I asked my dad, because he's been hunting out west, before I was born. So he's he's
seen it all.
Yeah, this is nothing new to him. He's got some nice mule deers on the wall. So I asked him. I said, Dad, I'm looking. He's looking through his binoculars too. And I said, which one's nicer? He's like, well, the one on the left's got a lot of mass, and he's wide, but then the one on the right, he's tall. He's tall, and he's still got the width, just not as much mass.
Is there an ideal to that? Like, what's the
purpose? Yeah, so what they usually do is, how they judge mule deer out there is they judge it off their ears. So their ears, they're so large that from tip to tip, I think it's like 23 or 24 inches. I could be wrong. So if somebody watches this, don't quote me on it, but that's how you judge the size of a mule deer. So if their rack is past their ears, they're they're a nice buck.
Okay.
Because, I mean, they don't call them mule deer for no reason. Their ears are super huge. So both of their racks were out past their ears.
These are both giant.
Yeah, they're nice bucks, especially with a bow.
Yeah.
So at this point, we decide, I'm like, all right, I'm going to shoot the one on the right because he looked perfect. Symmetrical on both sides, just a beautiful buck. And we tried to close the distance because at one point we were still about 70 yards away from them.
Jesus Christ.
Uphill. So they had the advantage on us.
So for people that might not know, what's a good distance? Like, I mean, is anybody good at 70 feet with a bow? Like,
yeah.
Ridiculous?
Yeah. I
Really?
mean, I practice out to, 70, 80 yards just so that, when it comes down to it and I have to make a 50-yard shot or even a 60-yard shot.
You feel like
I know
you can be
that I
accurate
can do it.
there.
Yeah, I know I can do it. But, to answer your question, it's all on the shooter, man. I mean, if you got the mechanics down right and you practice, you can shoot a deer at 60 yards. Some guys will say it's not ethical. But if you got a bow that's, IBO speed of 340, 350 feet per second, you ain't got no problem getting that arrow there.
Yeah.
It's going to take a big trajectory to get to it. But what I was worried about is shooting uphill.
Yeah.
So with the angle, the distance changes. There's a lot in factor right there.
Damn.
So
okay.
we wanted to do is just close the gap to at least 40 to 50 yards.
Right.
But it was going to be hard because, like I said, they had the advantage. They were uphill from us. So we had to wait until they started moving, and we just slowly kept, inching closer and closer.
Jesus. Uphill, too.
Uphill.
So you just keep climbing in altitude.
Yeah,
got
my gear on back. I got my bow. I mean, it's you got some heavy shit, and it's, trying to be quiet, too. Everything factors in, and we ended up getting within about 40, I think it was like 45 yards.
Shit.
But the shot ended up being, it was like 43, I think, before I ranged him. And I waited for him to turn broadside and let the arrow fly, man. And he actually took off downhill towards us and made a beeline in this little ravine. He just
took off.
Yeah,
sprinting.
just took off, man, and ran about 40 yards and crashed. The other one stood there for a minute. He had no idea what was going on.
It's not like a rifle. You can't sight in and get ahead or any of that kind of shit. You get to pull one time and.
Yeah, you got one shot, man, and that's it.
God
you
damn,
miss.
that's crazy.
I've seen some deer, some guys, you've heard of deer hunters talking about deer jumping the string where, as soon as they hear that string hit,
yeah,
they get ready, they squat to get that momentum to jump out. And a lot of guys will miss their deer like that. But sometimes the deer will just stand there and look at you. They don't know what's going on. You may or may not have another chance to knock another arrow, but then you're talking about a lot of movement. The deer's already on high alert. So generally you're screwed at that point.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a buddy of mine. My buddy Walter out in Farmington, he has a kind of a mock setup.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter what the fuck you want to do. You want to shoot guns, we got that section of the property. You want to shoot deer, I got that section of the property. You want to practice for it all, I got that section of the property. He's got a couple 100 acres out there. And we were shooting off his deck, and it was, for me, it was like the second time in my life, this was 4 or 5 years ago, I ever shot a bow, so I was like, fuck. And I was well off a bottle of Jack Daniels at this point. I was well into it. I was like, yeah, fucking thing, I'll shoot it one time.
Right.
I shot it, and I missed, and I got pissed. I was like, give me 3 more, and I finally hit one, and I got a pretty clean shot. I go, can't be that hard. Just walk on in, start shooting. I was like, I'll be fine. His dad's looking at me kind of like your dad, just.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Jesus.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, it's a super exciting, and it's crazy. I didn't realize, man, probably till the last 4 or 5 years how big this subculture is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not just social media either, especially just like Midwest.
Yeah.
The hunting culture here is insane.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I know it's probably crazy on the West Coast too, and it might be on the East Coast, but I feel like here it's kind of
the heartland's where it's at, man. Everybody here in this Midwest area, they're diehard hunters. And the other thing too that I love to see is I see more and more kids and more women getting involved, which I love. I mean, I just read a story not too long ago that some young gal, I think she was about 15, 16 years old, killed the new non-typical record whitetail. I mean, just you're talking a kid and a woman at that, which is pretty badass to me. I mean, because, you know, most of the time you see mostly men just bow hunting or rifle hunting, whatever.
Well, and it requires a level of physical capabilities, too, that are not easy. I mean, drawing those back is no joke.
Yeah, it's like, you know, generally, you know, these women who are bow hunting, they're usually set around like 40 pounds. You know, my bow's set at 70, you know, but these new bows nowadays with technology, I mean, it doesn't feel like you're pulling 70.
Right.
And they've got an 85% let off, so at the end of the day, you're holding like 15 pounds at full draw. So, you know, it's the big thing is just getting it back, especially for these young kids or you know, just young women. But dude, I love seeing it, man, because I don't think it could have happened to a better person, whether it be a man, an older guy, or, you know, a middle-aged guy, whatever. It was a woman, and she was a teenager. So it's like, you know, people like me who just do this shit, you know, like seriously, and do everything I can. I see it, I'm like, man, that's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Like, good job to you.
Yeah, I mean,
you
if
know?
you can, yeah, I was going to say, and probably, I'm guessing, though, too, probably somebody who didn't just start. I mean, this is somebody who's been doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, she's probably been hunting for, you know, who knows, on 5 years or so, or she might have just picked it up, said, hey, Dad, you know, I want to
go try it.
Yeah, I want to try hunting. Then she goes out and kills a fucking record. Imagine that.
Yeah, that's insane. So let me ask you this, man. So, like, you've done it, and actually, you know what? I want to hear this story. Tell me this Wyoming story, dude.
Oh, man.
So it's just like, I mean, it didn't walk up to you and say, hey, what's going on, face to face.
Man, it was wild. So me and my old man booked this Wyoming trip with one of his buddies that he knew from a friend, and he'd been going out there for years, just kind of shooting the shit with him, hiking, hunting elk, things like that. So he knew the guy personally. And my dad started talking to me. He's like, hey, let's go out and do a mountain lion hunt. Shit, I'm game, man. Let's go. You know,
tell
me when. You know, so we booked a trip for I think it was 2 weeks, but we were only up there for a couple days. It only took a couple days. So we get up there, and it had just snowed, which is perfect when you're hunting them cats.
Beautiful too, right?
Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, we were hunting a ranch, no joke, 600,000 acres.
Holy shit!
600,000.
Private owner?
And it hasn't been hunted in probably 10 years.
Oh my god!
So I mean, you've got everything out there that you can think of. You're all the way up in northern Wyoming. You've got grizzlies, you've got wolves, you've got mountain lion, elk, mule deer.
This is the frontier type shit.
Yeah, this is the real deal, man. It's like, this ain't no fucking back home tree hunting, whitetail, not even Colorado. I mean, it's a different ball game. So we go out there, and it just snowed the night before. It was like 2 feet. And like I said, when you're hunting cats, that's what you need, because you need to be able to track them, figure out where they're going. Otherwise, you have no idea where they're at. I mean,
hard as shit to spot, right? I mean, cats are really...
Yeah, it's like, I mean, they have a home range of it's like a 6-mile radius, right? So they're fucking running constantly, just going around and around. So you have no idea where they're at. So it had just snowed. We went out there, and we're driving around in the truck looking for tracks. And we ended up finding one about midday. And my dad's buddy, Tanner, he gets out of the truck and looks down at the tracks. He said, they were fresh. Like, this guy does this shit for a living. He graduated high school. I don't even think he graduated. He just said, fuck it, and said, I want to, do cats. I want to track cats. I want to do my own business. And he is the best guy in the West. I mean, this guy knows his shit. So he gets down, looks at the track, and he's like, oh, man, it's fresh. It's within a couple hours. All right, cool.
So you guys know at that point, you're like, this fucking thing's 6 to 10 miles from here somewhere.
Yeah, he could be. Yeah, or he could be down, in this ravine feeding on something, or who knows, right?
Right. Okay.
So we get out of the truck, get our rifles. We're locked and loaded, ready to roll. And we start. He follows the track all the way down to this dry creek bed, and at the end of it, there was a big 6x6 bull elk dead, laying there fresh.
Shit, so he just killed that.
He killed it, and he drug it. So you could see the blood going down into the creek.
Those things are,
Dude,
how much do they weigh?
900 pounds.
1,000 pounds?
Yeah, almost 1,000 pounds.
So 1,000-pound animal, you're carrying him in 2 feet of snow with
your
teeth.
He drug him 200 yards.
Jesus
200 from the road. He drugged that thing 200 yards into that creek, right? So he was feeding on him. As soon as he saw that, Tanner radioed back to us. He said, hey, let the dogs out, right? So he's got 12 dogs that he trains strictly for,
like shepherds, hounds?
No, they're hounds.
Hounds?
Yeah, they're hounds.
I kind of figured.
Yeah, and I mean, they're top of the line shit. They're trained to chase cats, and they'll chase them for miles, and then they'll tree them, right? Once they get on that cat's trail and they get close enough, that cat will go up the tree where he knows he's safe. And then they all got radio beacons on them. So each dog has a beacon.
You know which direction.
So we know where they're at. So he lets the dogs out, right? And keep in mind, 2 feet of snow, by the way, right?
Jesus Christ.
So let the dogs out, and they beeline to that elk. And then they beeline up the ridge, over another one, until you couldn't even hear them barking no more. So I'm like, shit, here we go.
Cat ate the damn dogs.
Yeah, I know, right? And that's what I worry about. So I look at my dad, and I was like, man, them dogs are just running. Like, we're going to be hiking today, and Tanner's looking at his GPS. He's like, they're still running. At one point, they were about 2 miles away. And I'm like, God damn, 2 miles in snow with gear. We got a
that's
long day ahead of us, right? So we
Yeah.
finally get up to him because he looked at his GPS, and he saw that the dogs had stopped.
Yeah.
They weren't going nowhere, so he knew that the cat was treed.
Right.
So we were good to go. We just had to get there. And at that point, time is of the essence because, if them dogs start trying to climb that tree, that cat will kill them. One swipe of the paw, they're dead. And so we, tried to hurry up and get up there.
Yeah.
And finally get up there, and we get right underneath this big cedar and, big conifer. And the cat's all the way up at the top. He was about 50 feet up this tree.
Holy shit.
I mean, and I'm talking pissed. This thing is just
pissed.
mad. And I'm like, my heart's racing because I've never seen one of these.
Well, shit,
up
no,
close.
nobody has, and nobody usually
it's
wants
like,
to. It's
yeah.
like,
It's like, man, fuck, dude. I was like, here I am sitting at the base of this tree. This cat's pissed. He could jump down and kill all of us.
Yeah.
He has no idea that, that he could do it, but he feels safe up there. So we're sitting there waiting for Tanner to, kind of give us the go. And Tanner tried to get the dogs on leashes so they weren't fucking with the cat so much. And we had a good broadside shot on the cat and hit him. So the first, and it was with a 45-70 Henry. So, I mean, you're talking, 400 grains of lead hitting that thing. And his head was facing the opposite way, but it was a broadside shot. And when it hit him, this thing turned around and just gave you the nastiest growl and crazy shit that you couldn't even imagine hearing. I looked at my dad and him. I said, holy shit. Tanner was like, hit him again. So we hit him again. He jumped down the tree, ran about 60 yards, fell down. He was dead at that point. But, I mean, when I walked up to him, man, I picked up his leg, his paw. I mean, his front leg was bigger than my leg, my thigh.
Jesus.
Just all muscle. We skinned him out up there, and, usually on a deer or elk, you got fat, but on these cats, nothing.
Pure muscle.
Pure muscle, man. Pure fucking muscle.
Jesus.
Yeah, they're built to kill, man.
That's unbelievable. Man.
Yeah, it was a crazy hunt.
Yeah, dude, I was going to say, I remember seeing the picture. I was like, dude, he killed a fucking mountain lion.
Yeah,
you could tell when you picked up how big.
He was 198 pounds.
Yeah, you could tell he was a big-ass cat. I'm like, dude, it's a 200-pound cat.
I know.
So, yeah, that was crazy. So Wyoming, Colorado. Now, let me ask you this, man. What's the dream scenario? I mean, you've been doing this a long time, and you keep doing it, and you keep going to, some pretty rough areas to go do it in.
Yeah.
What what's the end all? Are we going to see the Gary channel, or are we going to see maybe the?
I wish, man. I mean, it's one of them things where it's, like Cam Haynes, man. Like this guy just worked his ass off.
He's been doing it a long time. That takes some
bow
time
hunting,
too.
and he just kept publishing his shit. Putting it out on YouTube. Somebody finally picked him up. So it's one of them deals, man. It's like, I got to help myself before I can get to that point. I would love to do it. I'd love to be a guide for somebody, do anything that I know how to do.
Yeah.
Because I know how to do it well. I mean, my dad taught me everything, and I got to thank him for that. But most of this shit, man, it's just you do it until you fuck it up.
Yeah.
That's why I always tell people, like all these new bow hunters and all this, like, well, how do I know how to do this or that? I'm like, well, you don't.
You just come out and try it.
You got to go out, and you're going to have to miss, right? You're going to have to miss a deer your first time. Maybe you don't, maybe you do. But it's all a learning curve.
Yeah.
Right? You get these deer coming in one year, you might get them coming in 50 yards. And then all of a sudden they blow, they stomp, they're gone.
I got a buddy who said he went out 3 seasons, didn't hit anything. He'd been hunting since he was your age, like when he was talking about like 10 years old. He's like, dude, I went out 3 seasons, didn't kill anything. Not because I didn't see it. He goes, because I just didn't hit it.
And that's the other thing too. I mean, it's hit or miss, but you also got to put yourself in the right, the best opportunity. You got to give yourself the best opportunity to do it, and that means doing your homework early in the season, finding out where these deer are moving, where their eating habits are, where's their water source, and then throughout the summer, I'll set up food plots to bring these deer in, and I'll have my game cameras set up all summer long. And I know where they're going to be at.
So you know roughly when and where.
Oh, yeah.
You just got to put yourself in a position.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying you have to be, you have to give yourself the best opportunity, and that's the only way to do it. So come early bow season, like September, October, they're still in their summer patterns. They're going to be going through that same travel corridor every single day. And then it switches, that rut comes, and then they're just fucking running everywhere. So then you're at, it's kind of a crapshoot. You got to wait and see, are they going to be by here today? They might not be back for another day and a half.
So sometimes you just got to sit on your ground for a while and
dig
in.
Yeah, I mean, it's not uncommon to sit all day, man. I mean, I do it during the rut because you just never know when they're going to come by. It's just if you leave, a lot of guys, they'll leave morning, they'll sit from daybreak to 9, 10 a.m. Then they get bored. Like, all right, fuck it, I'm going to go out and get some lunch or something. I'll come back at 2 or 3 in the afternoon and sit for the evening. Right,
man.
But at the
you
end,
might spend 12 hours just being like, all right, here we go.
Yeah, it's like but the problem with that, man, is every time you move, you're making noise.
You're disturbing that ecosystem.
Exactly. Yeah. You're in their living room, man. Like that's where they live. You think they don't know you're walking in and out of there? So the less movement you can do, the better. So but I mean, to answer your question, I mean the end game, dude. Even if I don't get anything, whether it be, sponsorship or TV show, whatever the case may be, I love doing this shit. Like I do it for free, essentially. I pay thousands of dollars every year
to
for
do
gear
it,
and all that shit, but I love it.
Yeah, exactly.
And people come to me and ask me, they're like, man, help me out. And that's the type of shit that I like.
Yeah.
Like, because, people are coming to me, they're like, man, hey, what do I do? All right, I'll tell you what to do. Just do it.
What's a dream hunting scenario, man? Like, if I was like, dude, we got a budget. Where do you want to go and do this? What's the end all be all hunt for you?
Man, that's tough.
All right, give me 2 then. Shit,
okay,
we got enough time.
Kodiak brown bear. That's a good one. They're expensive as shit, man. And then the let's see what else. Bighorn sheep would be nice.
Bighorn sheep, where the hell are those?
They're out in Colorado.
No shit.
Yeah, they're in Colorado, way up top on that rocky shit. But
that's something you'd eat? A sheep?
I don't know, man. I don't know if I'd fuck with sheep. You know what I mean?
I've had elk, I've had buffalo, I've had deer.
Yeah.
And elk's by far the best tasting in my opinion. I like elk and I like buffalo's damn good too.
Yeah, buffalo's good. Elk's the best.
Elk's the best. Elk meat tastes phenomenal.
Yeah, they're true grazers, man.
Deer, I'm a I'm a snob, man. I require a cook who knows what the hell they're doing.
You have
if
to.
You're a bad cook.
You're fucked.
Deer is fucking.
It's like eating fucking acorns.
Yeah,
man.
I'm like, woo. I can't do that if we don't got the proper chef in house.
Right.
So let's talk gear for 2 seconds because the gearheads they're gonna want to know.
Yeah.
Run me down on. I was gonna say like pick Bear or Hoyt, but tell me about what you're packing as far as kind of arrows, kind of bow, and then basically shit that you're like, I won't leave the house, no questions asked, without these 5 things.
Okay. So the bow, I've been shooting Matthews, the Verdicts, since I think it was 2018 when they came out with it, and I fucking love it. I mean, it's a good shooting bow. It's heavy.
A lot of people like Matthews. My nephew uses that. He loves it. His ain't even. He's like, dude, I bought it used.
And the only reason why I bought the Hoyt this past year, I bought the RX4, was because it was lighter. So when I'm out, up in the backcountry, every ounce matters.
Hiking your ass off when the bag's heavy as shit.
A difference between a pound makes a hell of a lot of difference over 6 miles, right? So I got that bow, but then when I started shooting it, I haven't killed anything with the Hoyt, but I've noticed that it's almost too light. It sits in my hand too light at full draw. So I prefer the Matthews, and I've killed a lot of shit with it. So I know it's dead on, and it's a good functioning bow. But as far as arrows, for that particular bow, I'm shooting the Easton full metal jackets. They're the micro diameter 5 millimeters.
Okay.
And I do all my own arrows. I mean, I weigh them out, fletch them,
Holy shit!
Everything.
So you lay all this stuff out and weigh it all on your own as well?
Fuck yeah. So when I get them arrows, I'll first start paper tuning it, seeing how it's hitting, getting that perfect bullet hole through the paper, and then once I have that, then I know that I don't have to make any more adjustments to the cams or the yokes and things like that. So then I'll put the fletchings on there and shoot it again, and if I get a perfect tear on each fletch, I know I'm good. So them arrows are done, ready to rock and roll. So those arrows are actually a heavier arrow. I think total weight for them, I'm shooting 100 grain broadhead. It's like 415 grains, which is more than enough for elk.
Okay.
But I also use those for whitetail too because, if I hit bone or whatnot, I want to make sure
it's an effective hit.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
On the Hoyt, I chose with the Victory. They're called Victory VAP. They're supposed to be one of the best arrows on the market. They're super expensive, micro diameter. I'm talking like 4 millimeter, super strong. They're all carbon, so they're not gonna.
Weight's down.
Yeah. They're lighter.
That's nice. Yeah, man. I was gonna say backpacking wise, that's always the big
But like
thing.
I said, I haven't killed anything with it yet. This year I'm hoping to get out there with it. But yeah, as far as that, the bow, arrows, and then just your standard gear, man. Like, you got your pack. You got to make sure you got all the essentials in there. The boots, that's the number one thing that I tell everybody, dude. It has to. No, I don't care what the fuck you bring. You have to have boots.
The footwear has to be.
That has to be on point. If not, dude, you're gonna be miserable. You will be completely miserable.
Which boot is your tier one, the one you want to go with for sure?
I've tried so many, man. Right now I'm using those Irish Setters. I can't remember the actual the name of that particular boot, but it's made by Irish Setter.
Okay.
I've had Under Armour boots before, and those were pretty badass, super light. Cam Haynes, he swears by them. He's got them.
Well, he goes by everything that's like all the running and hiking.
Yeah, it's he's fucking getting boots sent to him though for free. You know what I mean? I'm out here buying them.
Yeah, man, he's got quite a repertoire stuff on online, man. I watched that. Dude, that's kind of the cool thing, and I wish they'd do that with guys like you. And I know why they haven't yet, but I think eventually they will make that model. But that UA Hunt, that channel's fascinating.
Oh, dude, I know. I follow him on Instagram. They got some pretty sweet shit, man.
They need to cut that loose though. Like, hey, they want to have a Cam Hanes hunt with Joe Rogan. That's cool.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing Gary Thomas with this dude. You
Right.
know, like,
Right.
hey man, give me like the dude who's been doing it for a long time. Give me the expert, and hell, then show me a novice too with an expert. Like, let me see, because
Right.
You watch the top guys do it, and sometimes you can't fully, from a media standpoint, you can't fully even understand because you're talking in terms that
Right.
even a dude who's went out 5 times and who's very interested can't speak the language. So you're like, dude, I'm completely lost in what he just said.
Yeah. and you know, the big problem with that though is there's a lot of people out there like me that want to make it. You know, that are good bow hunters. You know, they're doing everything right. They're killing, you know, Boone and Crockett bucks. They're doing everything. There's a lot of them out there, man. So it's like these companies out there that are looking for these people to sponsor, they're probably having a tough time. Be like, man, who the fuck did we pick? You know, you send in all your videos, you send in all your everything about you. So they're getting millions of people sending shit in.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like it's a crapshoot, man. It's like him, man. He just kept doing it. And now look at him, man.
Yeah.
He's fucking blown up.
Yeah, he's
you know?
Him and The Rock are running the biggest athletic brand on the planet. So yeah,
Right.
they're doing it right, man.
Right.
All right, so I always end with a couple questions. Let's see. With you. Blues or the Cardinals?
Cardinals.
All right. I like that answer.
But I do love my hockey.
Colorado or St. Louis? Or Missouri, I should say. Where's your heart at, I should say?
Heart's in Colorado.
Heart's definitely Colorado.
Yeah.
I feel you there.
You know, it's, everything here, though. I've got family here and friends. I don't have all that out there, so.
Yeah.
Go
out there, it's like business.
Yeah, you go out there, man. It's you're off the grid, man. You know, for a few days, it's good to get away from all this shit, the big city. But then after all that subsides, man, 4 days in, it's fucking quiet. You know, there ain't shit. You don't hear planes. You don't hear cars. Your phones don't work.
I used to tell a buddy of mine, in fact, we had a conversation not too long ago. I was talking some mad shit a couple years ago and said I was moving to Montana. I was like, I'm moving to Montana. Damn. I was like, it's where I want to live. Well,
it's beautiful up there.
I got into horses.
In Yellowstone?
And when I got into horses, I got into open spaces where I could ride that were affordable. And that was the key word. Everybody thinks Missouri and horseback riding would be affordable, but the shit here is unbelievable.
Oh,
it's
I know.
Expensive on a whole nother level.
I know.
You want the kind of space and, everything you need. You go out to Montana, horses are everywhere and they're cheap. The land ain't that much more expensive because there ain't shit out there.
Right.
So you can buy a ranch and look at the mountains and ride horses every day for next to nothing. Probably won't have much of a job either or a career, but hey.
Yeah, one of my buddies, the Tanner guy that I went hunting with in Wyoming, he was, because where we were at, it was close to Montana, and he always told me, he says, Gary, he says there's a beautiful woman behind every tree in Wyoming, Montana. And I'm like, no shit. He goes, but there ain't no fucking trees out here. So, it's one. It's flat, man. Especially Wyoming. Montana's beautiful though. I mean, they got the mountains and. It's pretty similar to Wyoming, but they're just it's open.
Yeah, man, it's wide open. It's not developed. It's the last last frontier that there is, and it's and they make shit affordable if you like to be outside. So
right,
dude, it was amazing having you on, brother.
It was a pleasure, man. I appreciate it.
I'm gonna bring you back after. I promise this is my show commitment right here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna shoot a bow this year and. Knock on wood, maybe even do a hunt.
There we go.
I'm going to make a commitment.
There we go.
Bring you back on, and we'll talk about how fucked up it is and see if I can get Alex to video maybe a hunt or something.
That'd be badass.
Shit out. That'd be cool. Make our own UA hunt.
Yeah.
Send that off.
Hell
Meantime, dude, I appreciate it. And
no, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
All right, man.
Had a good time.